You only need these three things to get people to pay you multiple thousands of dollars for coaching, and a lot of you are only missing two. But for those of you that don't know me, I'm Preston Chambers. We've done a little over $2.5 million in info for our clients, and the first one here is the offer. So what we need to have is an offer so good people feel stupid saying no, because if your offer sucks, nobody's going to pay you 5K for coaching. So today I'm going to show you kind of how I crafted an offer for this Forex trader. One of the people we've hopped on calls with helped, etc. But the first step in actually creating an offer is identify. What do I mean? It's identifying these three core metrics. So first of all, what type of offer is this to your audience? Who is your audience? Who are the competitors? So these are the four different types of offers. I learned this from Dan Henry, multi-million-dollar marketer. There's four different types of offers. There's a must be nice offer. Essentially, these are just something that must be nice, like a fidget spinner. Annoyance offer, for me, this is like a webcam. It's like, okay, my camera quality might not be the best, but it's kind of mildly frustrating. I don't really care about it. It's whatever. Insomnia offer, and I circled this in green because these are most of the offers that we work with, that we have worked with, and typically these are where offers fall, as insomnia offers, problems that keep people up at night. So for example, a business leaking money or leaking leads or not making as much as they should. And then bleeding neck offer, these are super powerful offers, super easy to sell. It's like if someone stabbed you in the neck, you'd be willing to pay whatever it costs to get that fixed. So for a husband who has a family and like with kids and stuff, like saving their marriage, that'd be like a bleeding neck offer, right? We need to understand the audience. What are their pains, desires, fears, beliefs, experiences? Who are they? What do they do on a day-to-day basis? What are their struggles, right? Once you know the audience like the back of your hand, it makes it extremely easy to market. It makes it extremely easy to market to them. What you want to do is just get calls, right? Sales calls, Q&A calls, low ticket calls, etc. Any sort of call with the prospect that paid you money, if possible. So easy to do market research. And then for competitors, you just want to funnel hack the top 3, 5, maybe even 10 competitors in your niche. So if we were funnel hacking here, we would just go up, look up TJR, check out all of his funnels, check out all different traders' funnels, etc. Then from there, what we want to do is define the dream outcome. And for most of you guys, it's going to be some sort of make money, right? If you do want help crafting your offer and doing everything else I'm going to show you in this video, first link in the description, you can book a call with me where we'll just do everything for you. But it's become profitable and earn 5 to 10K a month. That's really what they want to do, is just make money, have that financial freedom. So now we need to list out every single problem that they're going to have before starting, during the process, after results, etc. If your offer solves every problem that they face, it's going to be a no-brainer for them to pay you 5K. So before starting, right, it's going to be getting capital, learning the basics of trading, etc. I listed out all the problems here. I'm not going to go through them all. You can pause and read it if you want. But you need to lay out every single problem that they're going to have. So if it's high ticket sales, it's going to be knowing how to close, knowing how to set, knowing how to, set up the softwares, knowing how to get placed, drop shipping, how to find products, how to build a store, how to run ads, etc. Right? Then after we have all those problems, we're going to create solutions. So for a fitness offer, if they don't know what to eat, done for you meal plans. No time to cook, 5-minute meal prep service. Can't find a product, we'll give you winning products. So for getting capital, well, they can trade on prop firms. For learning the basics, we can have foundational modules, etc. Right? And I'm not going to go through all of them. It would take way too long. You're busy. I'm busy. Right? But you get the point. So just laying out all the solutions, and then what we want to go ahead and do is choose how to deliver them. And really what we want to aim for is as many one-to-many or as many low-cost, high-value, scalable products as possible, while still having high value. But there's a few core ones that are going to be low cost and high value. We want to target those. So for the before starting, right, we can just fully systemize, streamline this process by just having modules and templates to get them started, showing them how to use the software, showing them how to get how to, buy funded accounts, etc. But sometimes we're going to have to go more one-to-one or small group for stuff like psychology, for finding a strategy, getting funded, right? Actually getting consistent with it, etc. So it does just depend, but you want to lay out, okay, what are we going to do here? What are we going to do here? For placement, it could be one-to-one where we just give people jobs. For teaching them how to close, it could be small group, right? For teaching them how to actually like get software set up their Instagram account, that could be one-to-many for that high ticket sales example. Then what we want to go ahead and do is just add guarantees. We want to reduce the risk as much as possible, because if they feel like it's a free roll for them, that's when they'll buy. That's when they'll pay you $5,000 plus, right? So we like to go with one of two guarantees. This guarantee, not really. This is like if you're doing done for you services like we do, then you can only pay after you succeed. But If you're selling coaching, you don't really want to do that. You want to do one of two ones. So this is the most popular, and it's work with you until you get results. So it's like you'll become profitable in 90 days, or we'll work with you until you do. Very simple guarantee for both you and the prospect, because the person that's going to join, they're going to be like, oh, okay, it's not that risky, whatever. And then for you, it's like, it's not risky at all, because, just work with them until they get there. But if you want to be ballsy, have a really good guarantee, a really good offer, you can do a money back, maybe even plus pay for competitor. The way we like to frame this is it's stipulations. So they have to follow the system. They have to follow X amount of rules. If they do and they don't get results, then they get it back. So it's that simple. But you want to have a guarantee, either this one or this one. And from there, we want to add bonuses. So we want to think, what would we give if we 2x the price, 5x the price, 10x the price? And you really want to sit down and think. For this, it'd be giving them funded accounts, pre-funded, giving them more access and help, maybe live trading, maybe going to their place and trading with them. You just want to lay out every single thing, even if it's ridiculous. Like, okay, we'll fly out to you and trade with you live. Okay, but what can we take from that? Well, we can do more live trading, we can give more access, we can give more help, we can give them funded accounts, etc. And you want to lay out everything and then strip the stuff that doesn't make sense, but keep some stuff that's good. You're going to really have a lot of good examples if you run through this list. Step 8, this isn't really on the offer, but you just want to make sure you show social proof, which I'll show you how to do that later. But 9 for pricing. So typically what we've seen is for B2C, business to consumer, where we're selling to the masses, right? The everyday person, we like to stay within that 2 to 5K range. Sometimes we can creep up to that 8K, but typically we want to stay between that 2 to 5. So for this one specifically, it'll be around a 3 to 4K offer. Then we want to package it up. So we're going to put everything together here. So this is the exact 4X package that we're going to be selling. We'll help you become a profitable Forex trader, earning 5 to 10K a month guaranteed. Price will be around 4K. Here's all the deliverables. We'll give them a course, an onboarding call, weekly trading sessions, weekly group calls, 24/7 private chat support with the coach and the mentors, the behind the scenes trading journal template, weekly reviews, a community, etc. Right? So we're just going to give them all this stuff, and you just see how we went from literally nothing and in 10 steps having a fully fledged offer that we could genuinely sell for 4K. This is what you need. If you have a really shitty offer, nobody's going to want to join, because it's all about value. People only buy because the value exceeds the price. So if your offer is not valuable enough, you're not going to be selling anything. So cool, you have a really good offer. Next is going to be dialing in the sales and marketing. And the way I see sales and marketing, it's like a relationship. So just marketing, that's just going to be 30%. Sales will only be 30%, but if you combine the two, that's when it's 100. Just like the Bulgarian horses, if you know that thing. But for marketing, all we're trying to do is warm up the leads, and how we warm them up is by shifting their beliefs. They're going to have limiting beliefs that will stop them from paying us. So these are the 3 main limiting beliefs that we see. Number 1 is the false vehicle. Because if they don't believe that this opportunity will work for them, drop shipping, high ticket sales, whatever, they'll never pay you 5K. And I'll show you the solutions in a little bit. The second one is internally. They believe that it works, but won't for them. If they don't believe that they can make money with it, they're never going to pay you 5K, right? And then if they believe it works, then it could be successful, but something's holding them back. Once again, they're never going to pay you 5K. And what we're trying to do here is just push down this big domino. It's if we can get them to believe that my opportunity is the key to getting desired result, and it's only obtainable through my product, they have to pay me, right? If they believe that drop shipping is the way for them, specifically for them, to get 5K a month, and they can only do it through my program, they'll pay you money. I guarantee it. I've seen it time and time again with all the clients we work with. You just have to get them to believe, right? It's the key word here is believe. So how do we do that? Well, it's in the form of assets. Okay, so typically this is every single funnel you see. It's the simplest to run, either webinar or VSL, but we'll do VSL, virtual sales letter. And essentially we're trying to break all their limiting beliefs inside of this thing. And the main way to do it is through your epiphany bridge. Your epiphany bridge could break all 3 of these beliefs. Your epiphany bridge is your story about how you got to where you are now. I'll give you a quick summary of it. Essentially, you tell your backstory. So, hey, I was broke working at Walmart, but I wanted that freedom. I wanted to make money to be able to support my family. So I tried to make money online. I tried drop shipping. I tried trading. I tried all these different business models, but nothing worked. I'd buy all these different courses, but nothing worked. And then one day I realized something. All the people making money online were selling courses, but I didn't have anything to sell. What if I just helped them sell the courses? So then I decided, okay, I'm going to help all these people selling courses sell the courses. So I became a sales rep and I started helping them learn. And, I struggled for months to get on an offer, and I'd get on a bunch of offers that sucked, didn't really make any money. But one day I figured out this new system, and it helps me get on all these offers. And now I make 10, 20K a month. I'm able to provide for my family and have the freedom. That's an epiphany bridge for someone that got into high ticket sales. That's just one example. I just literally spun that up. And then in the VSL, what you do after saying that is you talk about your student results, about the process, and your offer, and then you get them to book a call. Now that they booked a call, what we need to do is give them a ton of framing material to break these beliefs, because usually the false belief of the vehicle will be broken from the epiphany bridge. Sometimes these two will also be broken, but sometimes not. So the way you break these is really just through relatable student interviews and guarantees. If they see other people doing it that are just like them and you, they're going to believe it, right? So we're going to give them pre-call materials in two different forms. So one of them is a value dense email, 3 to 6 emails a day, just information, essentially assets in text form. Here's an example of one for our offer. How much time will this really take? A lot of people that we work with, helping them, start scale their info products, they're worried about how much time it's going to take. So we tell them it's going to take around 5 to 10 hours a week, because 2 hours extra for creating content, 3 to 5 for coaching, 1 hour a week for our group calls. So around 8 hours, around 5 to 10 hours a week. So they don't have to do all of these pain points, and then we show social proof. So these are actually real clients that we've helped. They went from like 10, 12K a month to hitting 50K a month, working less. One of them from 4.5K a month to hitting over $600,000 that same year. Same results, less work, more money, because we have a system in place. If you want to explore done for you services, first link in the description, you can book a call, but that's how you do it. Essentially, I'm handling the time objection before they show up to the call. Makes it extremely easy. The second form is going to be assets. So these can be student interviews, breakout videos, etc. Offer breakdown. We have breakout videos here. So we like to focus on high ticket with our specific offer. So we break down why low ticket sucks and get them to understand, oh, okay, and like how they won't be a guru, because a lot of people are scared of being course seller and charging too high prices. So we have assets that are going to handle those objections, break down those limiting beliefs, right? And that's kind of how you belief shift people. So now it goes into sales, and sales at a fundamental level is just helping people go from their current situation to their desired situation. So what we need to do is personalize everything, because it's for the specific person. We do that in two ways. Number one is texting and calling the prospect. So before their sales call, we're going to triage them following this exact triage framework. Essentially, all we do here is understand more about them so we can personalize the assets. What's your journey been like so far? What are you struggling with? Why is it a priority? Are you the decision maker, etc., right? And just making sure that they're going to show up to the call. Then we're going to make a group chat with them. We're going to text back and forth, answer their questions, push them to specific assets, and make sure that they're going to show up. Because if they show up to the call, they don't know any assets, they don't have any of these beliefs up here, they're never going to pay you $5,000. That's why we have the marketing side and then the sales side, to make sure that they actually get the marketing. Then on the sales call itself, it's very simple. We're just going to go on and see what we can do to help them, right? So it's a very simple process here, because you just need to understand where they are now, where they want to be, if we can actually help them. So we're going to build a rapport and set the frame. We're going to go into their current situation, their desired situation, and then consequence questions and defeat. So it's like, why now? Why haven't you been successful before? Essentially getting them to admit that they need help, and they need to do it now. Then we're going to pitch without price, just show the offer. We're going to price drop, handle objections, and close. So if you're going to get them all this framing content, you're going to shift all their beliefs to this big domino, and you're going to hit their pain points, hit their desires, and make them realize that they need to do it now and they need your help. They're going to be paying you multiple thousands of dollars. It's a no-brainer. We've seen it time and time again with all of our clients, over $2.5 million. It's exactly what works, but none of this is going to work if you don't have this last step, which is organic content. Because if people don't know who you are, they can never buy from you. So you need people to know who you are. This is getting eyeballs via short form content. This can be clippers, Instagram reels, etc. Just getting people to know who you are, posting growth content for your audience and your ICP. But if people know who you are and they don't like you, they're still never going to buy from you. So you need to show your personality, your values, your story, your beliefs inside of your content. This can be done through your Instagram stories and through your YouTube content as well. And it's very simple, right? You're just being yourself, because people buy from people that they like. But if they know you and like you but don't trust you, they'll still never buy from you. So after getting people to know who you are and like you, then it's trust, which comes down to your skill set, your vehicle, your results, which is in the form of YouTube bottom of funnel content and assets. Because if people know, like, and trust you, then they'll buy from you, right? And this is just because if you're poor, people are never going to pay you for financial advice. If you're fat, people are never going to pay you for fitness advice. It's that simple. Get people to know you through short form content. Get them to like you by being yourself on camera and showing your personality. Get them to trust you by showing your skill set, your results, and your vehicle. It's that simple. So you need to have a good offer, you need to have dialed in sales and marketing, and you need to have organic content. If you do all three of those things, you'll never have an issue of getting people to pay you multiple thousands of dollars for coaching. It's that simple.